Let me tell you of an interview with an old man emu. He's got a beak and feathers and things, but the poor old fella ain't got no wings. Aren't you jealous of the wedge-tailed eagle? Well, the eagle's flying round and round to keep my 2 feet firmly on the ground. Now, I can't fly, but I'm telling you, I could run the pants of a kangaroo. He can't fly, but I'm telling you, he can run the pants of a kangaroo. Well, he was the model for the 50 cents. The designer should have had more sense. Take a look, it'll prove to you I ran the pants of that kangaroo. Take a look, it'll prove to you he ran the pants of the kangaroo. You can't loop the loo like a cockatoo. Swoop and toss like an albatross. Silly galah, I'm better by far than a white cockatoo or a budgerigar. They squeak and squawk and try and talk.
Greetings from the Humongous, the Lord Humongous, the warrior of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Well, hi everybody, it's Pete Rattlebone here on the Wrokdown Under show, coming out of Ferndale Radio in downtown Plymouth, the throbbing heartland of the West. Now, we've got a good show tonight, and we've got the same track, it's a track I played last week, and I've had a good reaction to this track. I'm trying to give this guy something going, you know. And the track is called Come Back to Haunt You, and a guy called Adrian Vivian from Melbourne. You want to kind of let us know what you think of this track. To me, I like it personally. It's a good track. And so I'm taking it up to London yet again to see what other people think of it and how we might be able to move forward with this particular track. So now we've got, obviously, we've got the Canticle for Leibowitz on, episode 5. We've got track by Nicky Nichols, a new track, Gravity. And, we've got so many tracks on. And also, we have Dennis Vell, and I'm doing a whole album review on Den. Very good player from Sydney, and his band is called Love Child. So here we go. Now, with the Adrian Vivian track, and it's called Come Back to Haunt You. Go to adrianvivian.com.
Lately, it feels like we can't get around it. And there's some things that we can't shake. You seem to have that look in your eyes. If I was to ask you, what do you need to say most? Denial may temporarily ease the pain. truth will always come back to haunt you. Denial may temporarily ease the pain, but the truth will always come back to haunt you. Run, 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 but you can't hide. Is there a place where I can deny it? Hell, I can't carry on in this space. So as I look to the sky, this is what was given to me. Denial may temporarily ease the pain, but the truth will always come back to haunt you. Denial may temporarily ease the pain, but the truth will always come back to haunt you. Do I have to go? Well, maybe I don't want to. Oh, what about a long distance relationship? Can we navigate this constant denial? And as the tears came down, we both knew it was over. Denial may temporarily ease the pain, but the truth will always come back to haunt you. Denial may temporarily ease the pain, but the truth will always come back to haunt you.
Right, that's Adrian Vivian. When Come Back to Haunt You. I've got a couple of old girlfriends that did that. Cool. Anyway, Gravity by Nikki Nichols is next up. And Nikki telling me she's in the studio at the moment, recording another album. And, well, recording more songs for an album. And she's also going to be shooting a video very shortly. Now, I like this track. It's how it tells the story of how everything heads south as you get older. We all know about that. We won't go into it. So here's Gravity by Nikki Nichols. And that will be out very shortly. Okay.
Hello, young ladies. Listen to me. Appreciate yourself inside and out. I'm gonna tell you, when you hit maturity, Mother Nature gives us what we'd rather do without. When you grow up, bits will come down. Just the thought of cake will add another pound. So live it up and don't give in. It's just a number, it's not how you feel within. Gravity, you are my enemy, and you'll never be a friend of mine. Gravity, have you no empathy? Your shape of me is so unkind. Gravity, you're bringing me down, 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 down. Gravity, you're bringing me down. All you princesses standing tall, eventually you'll find you end up feeling small. Your favorite sass and bite, it's getting tighter. That's because your hips have moved that little bit wider. Too many strands of gray lay on the floor. Furrow fields upon the face that were not there before. Your state of mind will keep you young, but the hands of time will bring you undone.
Yeah, bringing me down does gravity. And that was Nikki Nichols. If you want to go to crocodilemusic.com, you'll find her album Bridesmaid there, the last album. Now she's working on something new. Now we have Big Red, and it's about a racehorse. And this song is written and performed by Russell Morris. And Russell, well, he was in a band called Somebody's Image back in the way, way down dim, distant days of when the pyramids were being built. And I never really got to know him. I know a couple of guys in the band wrote one of his songs, but I really never got to know him. So the track here is called Big Red, about a very famous racehorse. So here we go with Big Red.
In autumn of 29, April to be exact, at Rose Hill the boy made his move. 182 pounds, well, he claimed there in his sack, and all too soon a legend grew and grew and grew. From racetrack to racetrack, word had got around about this horse that shoulder was on fire. Red like the sunset, fast as blowing wind. Thousands came to see him rolling by, rolling by. Be red, more than any racehorse. Be red, you carried all our dreams. Be red, ride on, ride on. No one could touch you, so it seemed. In 30 to 31, you took us all the way. Melbourne Cup with Jimmy on your back. 32 to Mexico with Tommy by your side. You showed them that you've got it, that's a fact. That's a fact. Big Red, more than any racehorse. Big Red, you carried all our dreams. Touch you, so it seemed. The rumors going round that the mob had come to town and taken all we love. Or was it something else we don't know? No one could touch you, so it seemed.
Yeah, that Big Red by Russell Morris, and that's off an album he's got out. He's got several albums out. And if you go to russellmorris.com, you can find everything he's got there and where he's gigging, etc., etc. That's if you're in Australia where he's gigging, that's where he's living. He may come over here, we never know, we might get lucky. He's a very, very good player. Oh, great. And a fellow slide player, I believe. And he has won an award with his album from the ARIA, kind of an Australian record, blah-de-blah-de, aren't we? Fantastic group. So here is the next up. We have a track by Tanya Volta. And Tanya is a very hard worker, and she keeps recording and writing and puts everything she owns into her craft. That's what she does. And she's getting better and better every time, because this tune made it into the top 30 of selection in the ARIA Awards here in Sydney, I believe. And good for her, you know, just to get nominated. It's a pretty big deal, and she's worked very, very hard. She has a song in each category. Agree. Yeah. And, so this track is called The Wind Carries Them Home. And that was Tanya Volta and The Wind Carries Them Home. ARIA Award nominee. There you go. I guess you can get, I think if you type in Tanya Volta on Bandcamp, that's where you'll find her stuff. But she's going to confirm that in the morning. But it's too late for then because I've got the voiceovers done and I will work it out. But I'm sure it's Bandcamp that does her stuff. Have a good listen. Okay, now we got Dennis Val, my mate. And Dennis is from Sydney. He's a singer-songwriter and he has a band called Love Child, and the band just underwent some changes. He's getting a whole new outfit together for recording and everything, and he's got a load of demos already recorded, and I'm sure he's going to be putting them out. And so we're going to be pushing this album because it's about to get signed by a label. I'm not going to say which one, but it's about to get signed, and we will be pushing it hard for him. He does about, I don't know, up to 2 gigs a night. It's just him and his guitar, and he goes out ding ducka ding ducka dung, yeah, singing all the old covers and stuff in all the clubs and bars around Sydney and everything. Sometimes he even travels about another 30 miles out of Sydney to do a gig, but he always shows up for a gig. And he's telling me how hard it is, but he says, I've got to do it because I'm a guitar player and that's what I do. So this track is called Black and Blue Again. And he always has really strong riffs. So here we go, Black and Blue.
I'm black and blue again. If loving you is my only sin, on a one-way ticket as she rode out of town, the station master waved them along, taking all my troubles from out, close the door. Now whistle blowing no more. Yeah, she got you laughing, got you crawling, make a good woman groan. Well, I'm black and blue again. If loving you is my only sin, what I preach, what I pray, it changes day to day. Ain't no time, but you never believe that was my mistake. 'Cause I'm black and blue again. If loving you is my only sin, taking all my money as you wave me goodbye, you mess me up, I can't think. Just like a scarecrow, always standing alone. So many miles I've walked in these shoes. She got you running, always crawling, like a cat on a roof. Well, I'm black and blue again. If loving you is my only sin, and what I preach, and what I pray, it changes day to day. Ain't no fire that you can burn. You gotta get stoned before you learn. Broken, confused, a sentimental lady low. I ought to leave her alone. She got you crawling, always falling. I don't need her no more. 'Cause I'm black and blue again. If loving you is my only sin, and what I preach, what I pray, it changes day to day. Ain't no time, but you never believe that was my mistake. 'Cause I'm black and blue again, and loving you is my only sin. And I'm black and blue again, and loving you, it's my only sin. Hey, oh,
Yeah, Black and Blue again. And now we have Circus back in town. Now this track is one of my faves, and the album cover has got an elephant getting let off a train like the old days and everything. But this track I really personally like, and well, I like all of them, but this one really sticks in my head. And so here we go with Circus back in town.
heard a child laugh under a raw gray sky. I heard a whistle blowing in my mind. circus is back in town.
And that circus back in town. Now we have Dirty Hands, quite a strong song, good song, powerful. And you can download all these tracks. If you go to lovechild.com, that's where you'll find them. But I'm sure he'll be having a record deal very shortly. And so here's the track called Dirty Hands, and it's pretty good.
How many times did I feel the way I do? Pick me up, dust me up when I'm down so blue. What I'm feeling, you've been dealing, waiting in the dark for too long. Am I dreaming? Are you scheming? Sweating my bed all alone. My dirty hands won't be bruised anymore, and my love and reach won't be scarred anymore. Oh, baby, I'm gone. Your loving is wrong. I can't take anymore. Days that we had making me sad. I won't take anymore. Now that I'm gone, moving on, 'cause I'm not mad anymore. Watching the sun setting down as it blacks out the sea. Sound of the waves crashing down, I can't set you free. Am I healing? I'm still seething. The sound of your voice not around. I'm not breathing, got no feeling. Well, bury me deep in the ground. Well, I wash my fears, carry this weight all alone. Well, I wipe my tears from this place and go home. Say, baby, I'm gone. Your loving is wrong. I can't take anymore. The days that we had making me sad. I won't take anymore. Now that I'm gone, moving on, 'cause I'm not mad anymore. There's no meaning, are you scheming? Wait in the dark for too long. So demeaning, do you see him? Or tear me apart till I'm gone. My dirty hands won't be bruised anymore. My love and reach won't be scarred anymore. Say, baby, I'm gone. Your loving is wrong. I can't take anymore. The days that we had were making me sad. I won't take anymore. Well, now that I'm gone, moving on, 'cause I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah, I love that tune. And it's called Dirty Hands. And look up Dennis Fell and lovechild.com and you'll get them all there. Now we have I Can See. Now, this is an odd one. It's ever since, I don't know if you know of a guy called Jimmy Barnes, and he's a singer in Oz, and he was the forerunner of all the sounds of Australian singers, and they all seem to copy him. Well, I actually think that AC/DC singers actually started it all. This sound of compressing the throat. But now I listen to singers in Australia and they all sound, like pretty like this. But I did have a listen of the new singer for the band, and he doesn't. He sounds like himself. This is what's going to work for them. I think it's going to work much better for the band. And I saw the new guys play, and my God, yeah, pretty. I mean, they only met each other in the afternoon and then did a gig in the evening at the Bridge. And, whew, are they good. Anyway, this track is by Love Child, the older Love Child, on Circus Back in Town. Yeah, and that was I Can See by Love Child. Now I'll Go Crazy. Now, this is a great track. Yet another one of my fave raves. And you really have to get into this. It's really good. And you really have to go. I command you all to go to the... oh dear, I'm losing the plot here. But anyway, this is Love Child. And I'd Go Crazy. And so, this was Love Child with Dennis Vell, and he's the guitar player, and the band's just gone through a lineup change, but my bands do. And so if you go to lovechild.com, that's where you'll find it all, and we will be bringing some more. And the next track in is called Passing My Time. Okay, here we go with Passing My Time.
Again for the very last time, walking away cause I won't cross the line, finding old friends who say they're doing fine. I like to believe them, but I know they're unkind. I borrowed a light, I think it was dark, I don't know. Feeling alright, I'd rather be blind. Where did you go when I needed you? Tell me
Yeah, Passing My Time with Dennis Vell, and if you listen to his stuff, he has many counter melodies running through the tracks. And the bass player, the new bass player, which is coming in, he is really good, and he'll be able to run all over this stuff. I do hear with the other bass player, he's good, no doubt about it, but he was having a little trouble. Here's I'm Running.
Walked around, hands on her ears.
I'm running. And that's Love Child. If you just joined us on Ferndale Radio in downtown Plymouth, ladies and gentlemen, it's the throbbing heartland of the West. Yeah, well, there you go. And so the next track in is called Stay. And very interesting little piece of work, this. And as I said, Dennis comes up with some very interesting lines, guitar lines and stuff. And the drummer's quite good. I like the drum. The band was good. So here it is, Stay. Yeah, that's Stay, and we're listening to Love Child, Dennis Vell's little band. They do weddings, parties, bar mitzvahs, and they also play at the Bridge Hotel. God, I've played there. Oh my God, it's still there. I thought they kind of pulled it down and put a block of flats on there or something. It's probably been held together with cigarette smoke and chewing gum. All right, here's It's a Game.
You've been cheating, fueling
Now we're going to finish off, I think, with a track which is Sweetness and Light. And Dennis has done a great job on this track. It's called Love and Happiness. And Ferndale Radio are very pleased to present this album because we think it's going to go a long way. And so any other DJs out there who want to play it, just get in touch and I'll ping you over a copy. And so here we go with a track called Love and Happiness. And it's really beautifully played. Excellent piece of work, mate. Yeah, that was Love and Happiness by Dennis Vell and Love Child. And we hope you enjoyed that. If you go to lovechild.com, that's where you'll find it. I'm going to be running this particular album track in another few weeks because it's going to be released. Well, I'm going to determine to get him a deal. Now, FCR Radio are going from strength to strength and on. We've got over 2 million listeners now. It's just like, we started off with like, I don't know, just a few. Then it grew to more, hundreds, thousands. Now we're in the big M's. So that's so cool. And Steve Medlin has really put everything into it. And if anyone wants to advertise on our show, I'm going to be doing the ring around. So I just hope we give you a good jingle, we'll give you everything you need to get your business going again after COVID. Here is A Canticle for Leibowitz. It's our play. And this is episode 5 of A Canticle for Leibowitz.
A Canticle for Leibowitz. Part 5 of a series in 15 parts, adapted from a novel by Walter Miller, Jr. A Canticle for Leibowitz. Here continueth the chronicle, set down daily by the brethren of Isaac Edward Leibowitz, in their abbey in the desert of the southwest. Now come we to the time, forever to be held in grateful memory, when our order, and therefore these chronicles, cease to be dedicated to the blessed Leibowitz. Name we him now Saint Isaac Edward Leibowitz. For in the last year of the life of Brother Francis Gerard, it was decreed that our founder be canonized. And this happened in part through the findings of that same Brother Francis. For he it was who found the ancient room, hidden beneath the ground, wherein sacred relics of our founder had lain hidden 6 centuries and more. And beside these relics, Francis found the skull of our founder's wife, who perished in the flame deluge, unto whom Leibowitz was wedded before he entered religion. Now among the relics was a picture made by our founder in blue and white, and superscribed circuit design. This picture Brother Francis was charged to take to New Rome as a gift on the day of the canonization. And with it he took also, for presentation to the Holy Father, an illuminated copy thereof, made by himself on finest lambskin, resplendent with inks of many colors, and inlaid throughout with gold.
The trip to New Rome would take 3 months, perhaps longer. The time depending, to some extent, on the distance Francis could cover before the inevitable band of robbers relieved him of his donkey. He traveled alone and unarmed, with only his bindlestiff and begging bowl, and carrying the relic and its illuminated replica.
They won't take them. They wouldn't have any use for them. They don't always take everything. If something doesn't seem to have any value to them, they leave it. I mean, sometimes they even let you go without killing you.
2 months after leaving the abbey, he met his robber on a heavily wooded mountain trail at the edge of a canyon, far from any human settlement except the valley of the Misborn, which lay a few miles to the west, where a colony of these misfortunates lived in seclusion. They'd congregated there several centuries ago, their ranks continually replenished by other monstrously deformed beings that sought refuge from the world. Even within the church, some said such creatures had been deprived of the image of God, that their souls were but animal souls, that they might with impunity be destroyed as animal and not man. No, said New Rome. Let that which is born of human parents be suffered to live. So it was that the misborn came to be called the Pope's children. The robber who accosted Francis was not in any obvious way one of the malformed, but that he came from the valley of the misborn was evident, because from behind the robber a strange figure arose up on the slope, and its mocking hoots echoed off the canyon walls. The figure was wearing a robe with 2 hoods. The robber himself stood in the trail directly ahead. A short man, heavy as a bull, armed with a knife and chewing on a bone. The figure up on the slope unleashed an arrow. The missile whipped into the trail just behind the donkey.
Get off! Not bad. A bit skinny, though. Not this time. Too scrawny.
Francis was not entirely convinced they were talking about the donkey.
Good day to you, sir. You may take the donkey. Walking will improve my health, I think.
He smiled and started away. Another arrow slashed into the trail at his feet.
Now, strip. And let's see what's in that roll and in the package.
Well, you can see I'm carrying a begging bowl. I don't have anything.
I've seen that trick before. Last man with the bowl had gold in his boot. Now, strip.
Francis untied his bindle stick, spread its contents for display, and began to undress. The robber searched his clothing, found nothing, and tossed the clothing back to him.
Yeah. Now, let's see inside that other package.
It contains only documents of value to no one except the owner.
Open it.
Francis untied the package, unwrapped the original blueprint and the illuminated commemoration. Gold leaf inlay and the colorful design flashed in the sunlight.
What a pretty. Now, wouldn't a woman like that to hang on the wall?
Oh, no.
He's got gold. Gold.
We'll eat later. He gets hungry after a couple of days just sitting there. Business is bad. Traffic's light these days.
Yes. I'm sure it
Hey,
is.
what's this? A charm? One is a ghost of the other. What magic is this? What's it called?
It's a transistorized control system for Unit 6B. Oh, please. The gold is so thin, sir. It's worth nothing to speak of. Weigh it in your hand. It's of no use to you. Please, sir, take my clothing instead. Take the donkey. Take whatever you will. But leave these, please. They mean nothing to you.
Keep your clothes. I'll take the charm.
Oh, for the love of God, sir, please.
What are they for?
Nothing. Nothing, sir. One is a memento of a man long dead, an ancient. The other is only a copy.
Well, what good are they to you?
You know the forest tribes, how they venerate their ancestors.
We despise our ancestors. Cursed be they who gave us birth. You know who we are, where we are from, huh?
Yes, I know. And I meant no offense.
Well, good.
The ancient, whose relic this is, he's not our ancestor. He was our teacher. We venerate his memory. This is only a keepsake, no more.
What about the other one?
I made it myself. Please, sir. It took me 15 years. It's nothing to you. Please. You wouldn't take 15 years of a man's life for no reason.
15 years?
Yes.
You spent 15 years making this?
Oh, but...
Francis was suddenly silent. The robber's finger was tapping the original blueprint.
This took you 15 years? It's ugly. 15 years? So that's what you do way out there, huh? Why? What's it good for? 15 years to make this.
Francis watched in silence. The robber had mistaken the relic itself for the copy of the relic. Still laughing, the robber threw both documents to the ground, then took his knife from his belt and tossed it down beside the papers.
Tell you what, boy, I'll wrestle you for 'em. Them against my knife.
Well...
At least a contest would give heaven a chance to intervene in an unobtrusive way.
Done.
Yeah.
They squared off. They circled, briefly. 3 seconds later, the monk lay groaning on the flat of his back under a short mountain of muscle.
Now, you gotta buy him back. I won him fair enough.
I have nothing. I am poor.
That's all right. If you want him bad, you'll get gold. 2 heckloads of gold, that's the ransom. Bring it here any time you want him back. Bring gold.
They're important to other people, not to me. I was taking them to the Pope. Maybe they'll pay you for the important one. Let me have the other one, please. Please. Just show them. Please.
The robber stuffed the illuminated copy into his shirt, mounted the donkey, and threw back to Francis the ancient blueprint.
Take it then. 15 years. Remember, 2 heckloads of gold will ransom your keepsake. And tell your Pope I want it fair. Ride. Eat later.
Praise God for robbers who could make such a mistake. Tenderly, Francis held the original blueprint as he limped down the trail toward New Rome. But gradually, a sadness engulfed him. The taunting voice still rang in his ears. 15 years. So that's what you do over there. His heart was troubled by the robber's mockery. He thought of Brother Jairus' gentler mockery of earlier years. Maybe Jairus had been right. His head hung low in his hood as he traveled slowly on. The hour had come. Francis knelt in the basilica before the beginning of the ceremony. Here and there among the crowd, someone stifled a cough or stumbled. Suddenly, a peal of trumpets. The crowd arose and then knelt in a slow wave that followed the movement of a chair containing a frail old man in white who gestured his blessing as the procession moved him toward the throne. Breath kept choking up in Francis's throat. The ceremony was brief. Someone approached the throne. The saint's advocate, Monsignor Aguera.
Sancte Pater, ab sapientia, summa petimus utile beatus libuis, cuius miracula miratis ut multi, ad perpetuum ecclesiae sancte honorem subsidium.
Aguera called upon the Pope for definition concerning the belief that the Beatus Leibowitz was indeed a saint.
Gratissima nobis causa est filii dilectissime, Deo volente diebus per paucis urbi et orbi annunciabo illum conditorem.
The Pope chanted in response, explaining it was by divine guidance alone that he might comply with Aguera's request. He asked all to pray for that guidance. And the litany of the saints was chanted.
Pater de celis Deus, miserere nobis, Filii Redemptor mundi Deus, miserere nobis, Spiritus Sancte Deus, miserere nobis, Sancta Trinitas Unus Deus,
After that, Aguera pleaded again for the proclamation, and at last it came. Pope Leo XXI intoned the decision of the Church, rendered under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, proclaiming an ancient and rather obscure scientific technician named Leibowitz to be a saint. And after a brief prayer, the ceremony was over. Monsignor Aguera escorted Francis to an audience with the Pope. Francis experienced a sudden dizzy spell, then remembered. Arcos had threatened to flay him alive if he fainted during the audience. So he steeled himself against it, found courage to focus his eyes. In the basilica, the Pope had been a spot of white in a sea of color. Here, at closer range, he could see the Pope was not 9 feet tall, was much less ferocious than Abbot Arcos. He knelt to kiss the fisherman's ring, then gave to the Pope the Leibowitz blueprint.
This, then, is the original relic you found in the fallout shelter?
Yes, Holy Father.
So the bandit thought your work was the relic itself. Yes, even a robber can have a keen eye for art. Huh? Monsignor Aguera told us of the beauty of your commemoration. What a pity it was stolen.
It was nothing, Holy Father. I only regret that I wasted 15 years.
Oh, wasted? How wasted? If the robber had not been misled by the beauty of your work, he might have taken this, might he not?
Yes, I suppose he might.
Brother Francis, do you understand these symbols used by Leibowitz? The meaning of the thing represented?
No, Holy Father. My ignorance is complete.
So is ours.
The old man chuckled, pressed his lips to the relic as if kissing an altar stone.
We thank you for those 15 years. Never think of them as wasted. Those years were spent to preserve this original. Someday the meaning of the original may be discovered and may prove important. Huh?
The old man blinked. Or was it a wink?
Without your work, the world's amnesia might well be total. And now, goodbye. Goodbye.
Monsignor Aguera touched Francis's arm and escorted him out of the audience room, then embraced the monk warmly and handed him a package.
A token from the Holy Father.
The package contained a purse.
2 heclos of gold.
Oh, you did say the robber won the commemoration from you in a wrestling match, didn't you?
Yes, Monsignor.
Then I don't think you'd be wrong to buy it back.
Francis trudged back toward his abbey on foot. There'd been days and weeks on the trail, but his heart was singing. Buy it back, Monsignor Aguera had said. With the 2 heclos of gold, he'd be able to buy back his commemoration. But the robber was not waiting where Francis had hoped. Footprints at the place, but no sign of the robber. Sun filtered through the trees to cover the ground in leafy shadows. The forest was not dense, but it offered shade. He sat down to wait and watched the buzzards circling overhead. It seemed peaceful in the forest that day.
Can't say I'll mind if I have to wait a day or two for him. Make a nice break.
He glanced down the trail toward his distant home in the desert. From here, one could see a mile of trail in either direction while remaining hidden in the thatch of forest. Something moved out there in the distance. He shielded his eyes, studied the movement. Whatever it was, it wiggled and shimmered in the heat. At times, it seemed to wear a head. At times, it was completely obscured in the heat glaze. But it was approaching. Once, when the edge of a cloud brushed at the sun, the heat shimmer subsided for a few seconds, and he could see it was a man. He shivered. Something about that figure was familiar.
Could it be? The old pilgrim. The old man? Who led me to the fallout shelter? No. No, not possibly. Not after all these years.
He crossed himself, began telling his rosary beads. While Francis watched the distant pilgrim limping towards him, a debate about Francis was in progress. Behind him,
Thy kingdom come.
On the canyon wall.
Thy will be done. On earth,
Soon the debate was over,
as it is in heaven.
And the Pope's children,
Give us this
eyes
day
fixed
our
on
daily
Francis's back, stole quietly
Forgive us our trespasses.
down the canyon wall,
As we forgive
toward
those who
him,
trespass against us.
with drawn bows.
But lead us not.
10 feet behind Francis, a pebble rattled. He turned to look. The arrow hit him squarely between the eyes. The buzzards circling overhead swooped down for a closer look. Out on the trail, the pilgrim saw the buzzards and stopped. He sat in the sunlight and watched them congregating over that wooded patch, as if impatient to land. As long as the buzzards remained interested but reluctant, the pilgrim remained the same. There were cougars in those hills, and beyond the peak were things worse than cougars who sometimes prowled afar. So the pilgrim waited until the buzzards descended among the trees. Then he stood up and limped ahead toward the forested patch, dividing his weight between his game leg and his staff. The buzzards were busy at the remains of Francis. The pilgrim chased the birds away from the body. There was an arrow through the skull, protruding at the back of the neck. No one in sight, but many footprints. It was not safe to stay. But safe or not, the job had to be done. He found a place where the earth was soft. While he dug, the angry buzzards circled low over the treetops, sometimes darting down, but then flapping their way up again. For an hour, they fluttered anxiously above the wooded hillside, until the pilgrim was gone. Then one bird landed. It strutted indignantly over a mound of fresh earth, with a rock marker at one end. Disappointed, it took wing again. The flock of dark scavengers abandoned the place and soared high on the rising currents of air while they hungrily watched the land. There was a dead hog beyond the valley of the Misborn. The buzzards glided down for a feast. Later, in a far mountain pass, a cougar licked her chops and left her kill. The buzzards seemed thankful for the chance to finish her meal. The buzzards laid their eggs in season and lovingly fed their young. The younger generation waxed strong, soared high and far on black wings, waiting for the fruitful earth to yield up her bountiful carrion. Sometimes dinner was only a toad. Once it was a Monsignor from New Rome. Their flight carried them over the Midwestern plains. They were delighted with the bounty of good things which the nomads left lying on the land during their ride over toward the south. The buzzards laid their eggs in season and lovingly fed their young. Earth had nourished them bountifully for centuries. She would nourish them for centuries more. Pickings were good for a while in the region of the Red River. But then, out of the carnage, a city-state arose. For rising city-states, the buzzards had no fondness, although they approved of their eventual fall. They shied away from Texarkana and ranged far over the plain to the west. After the manner of all living things, they replenished the earth many times with their kind. Eventually, it was the year of our Lord, 3174. There were rumors of war.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among those stars, 'cause I wanna see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, come on and hold my hand. Hey, in other words, baby, kiss me, and fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore, because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true, oh baby. In other words, I really do love you. Come on and fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore, because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, I love you.
Yeah, thanks, Buddy. Buddy England. And that's off his Standards album. Go to buddyengland.com. That's where you'll find it. Now, I've got a guy called John Blades, and the song is called Dancing Till Daylight. Now, I'd never heard of this bloke, but Anita Monk put me onto him, and yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I like that. Good on you, John. Nice one, Cyril. Nice one, son.
Dancing to the daylight.
saw the beat of the music light a fire in you. It got my attention by the way you move. I pushed through the crowd just to see your eyes. I never thought it would lead to dance until the daylight with you. Dancing with you. We were perfect strangers till the music played. Close encounters never felt this way. The only words we spoke were the moves we made. Never in my life had my heart been swayed. Dancing till the daylight, dancing till the daylight with you. Dancing till the daylight with you. We left to dance with the moon while the band still played. A glow on the streets was like a velvet haze. The night slipped away as I lay with you. I never thought it would be to dance until the daylight with you. The daylight with you. We were perfect strangers till the music played. Close encounters never felt this way. The only words we spoke were the moves we made. Never in my life had my heart been swayed. Dancing till the daylight, dancing till the daylight with you. Dancing with you. Dancing till the daylight with you. Dancing till the daylight. Dancing with you. Dancing till the daylight with you. Dancing till the daylight. Dancing with you. Dancing till the daylight with you.
Yeah, and that's John Blades and Dancing Till Midnight. Now, I like this track. I guess you go to John Blades, like Blade, and go, johnblades.com. I guess that's where it's got to be. And it's a good track, good song, well thought out, well written, ticked all the boxes with me, so sounds good. Now here's A Case of the Blues.
Take it as a warning, it gets you by surprise. The quicksand of emotion, call it foolish pride. In a vacuum void of reason, empty promises are made. What I took for love was just a shade of gray. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. Life goes on, it isn't fair. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Nothing but a case of the blues. You played it hard and serious, like a B grade on TV. Behind the mask of innocent secrets you kept from me, a game of deception twisted in your mind. Another lost soul in camouflage, no friend of mine. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. Life goes on, it isn't fair. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Nothing but a case of the blues. Chills me to the bone. Nothing real about you except a heart of stone. Everything you said, every sugar-coated lie. Baby blue, it's over. Fade into the night. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. Life goes on, it isn't fair. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Nothing but a case of the blues. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. Life goes on, it isn't fair. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Nothing but a case of the blues. You got a case of the blues. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Nothing but a case of the blues.
Hey, there you go. Now, I don't know who that was. I was only guessing when I put it up because someone sent me the track, but they didn't put who they were. Isn't that interesting? Well, here's Cash Nexus, and they're an outfit from Melbourne, and they do kind of interesting tracks. Good bands, know what they're doing. He can find his way around a guitar. That's interesting. A lot of people don't. They guess. And so here's Cash Nexus and Blood on the Soil.
There's drones in the air, killing everywhere. Who is to blame for the death and the pain? There's blood on the soil, United States oil. There's drones in the air, killing everywhere. Who is to blame for the death and the pain? There's blood on the soil, United States oil. It don't stop at all, global wars on the boil. As the powers collide towards genocide. There's blood on the soil, United States oil. The war on terror is a fraud, you will see. It's really a war on you and me. And there's blood on the soil, United States oil. In the US of A, workers don't have a say. Their rights have been slashed along with their pay. And the From Germany to Japan to Australia, if not for Pine Gap, the bombs go astray. The war on terror is a fraud, you'll see. It's really a war on you and me, and there's blood on the soil. United States oil. In the name of the rich, Obama does kill. His time is run out for more blood he would spill. But if he don't do it, we know who will. And there's blood on the soil, United States oil. And there's blood on the soil, United States oil. And workers rise up from the blood and the
Yeah, that was Cash Nexus and Blood on the Soil. Now we have Ollie Bodlovich. Now, Ollie, he's a singer-songwriter, and he sent me some stuff. One was Pane of Glass. That was last year. Very, very good track. I played it for quite a long time, and then I kind of stopped playing it. And then I wondered where he went to, and all of a sudden he popped up in the email box with a new song. And he's got a new band, but well, it's just one of the things that got lost in the big digital changeover to another hard drive. And I'm trying to recover all that stuff, but I don't know, who knows. And anyway, this track is called Clearly Delicious, and it's by Ollie Bodlovich, and it's a very good track indeed.
I'm a baby with the body of a man and the brain of a boy, and the guitar in my hand. She's a lady with a whole lot of focus. She moved out at 17. She's got herself a lot of fans. Clearly delirious, the same as before. She keeps a photograph of him by the door. I'm severely inferior, not a man but a clown. I'm just clearly delirious, fucking walking around. She's my honey with a whole lot of hype. I treat her like a queen, and she treats me like I'm fine. I'm a harness with a whole lot of tension. She tries to get away, but I'm still there for prevention. Clearly delirious, the same as before. She keeps a photograph of him by the door. I'm severely inferior, not a man but a clown. I'm just clearly delirious, fucking walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just fucking walking around. Walking around. Just walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just fucking walking around. Just walking around. Clearly delirious, the same as before. She keeps a photograph of him by the door. I'm severely inferior, not a man but a clown. I'm just clearly delirious, fucking walking around. Clearly delirious. She keeps a photograph. I'm severely inferior, not a man but a clown. I'm just clearly delirious, fucking walking around.
Right, well, there you go, Ollie Bodlovich. And before that we had Cash Nexus, both very good Melbourne bands, very good. And the tracks are called Clearly Delicious. Now, if you want to go to olibodlovich.com. I guess that's where you're going to find it. I don't know the name of his band. He did tell me, you know. But anyway, here we go with the Blue Hotel. And you can get to them by tapping in the bluehotelband.com. And that's where you're going to find a host of absolutely incredible tracks. And Jenna is the lead singer, and Nathan's the guitar player. I don't know who the bass player and drummer are, but the band is so tight, you couldn't get a little bit of tissue paper before. I mean, they're just really tight. And this is the thing, and this is off an album. They've been signed in London, and I'm trying to get them a record deal at the moment. So this track is called Let You Down, and the videos, oh my God, they're really so clever. And, you know, you don't have to spend $1 gazillion on a video. You just make it simple, and they're the best ones. So here's Let You Down with the Blue Hotel.
Farewell to old England forever. Farewell to my Romcoes as well. Farewell to the well-known Old Bailey, where I used for to cut such a swell. Singing to-rely, adity. Singing to-rely, singing to-rely, adity. And we're bound for Botany Bay. There's the captain as is our commander. There's the boatswain and all the ship's crew. There's the first and the second class passengers. Knows what we poor convicts go through.
Well, thanks very much for listening today, this afternoon, good morning, wherever your time zone is in the planet. Now, that was a great show. Really enjoyed myself. And Steve Medler's been a lot of help, as usual. And if anyone wants to advertise on the station, well, I'll be getting in touch with people all over Plymouth and we'll be sorting that out real quickly. Now, if anyone wants to donate to the station, that would be splendid. Because we're all volunteers here. We do it all for grass. It's all for free, you know. And it gets expensive now that everything's shot through the roof. We know how people are struggling. But if you've got a couple of bob, just sling us a couple of bob. That'll do, you know. Just help keep us on air. It's a bit of a struggle, but we're managing to do it. And, so thanks again for listening, and very kind of you to tune in. And we'll be back next week with the show. And don't forget to listen to Nicky Nichols' show, Women in Music. And we've got Anita Monk's show, Wrokdown. So it's really, really good shows put together by us. And we kind of pass them on to Steve in a way he runs. And so I hope all the people in Ukraine are kind of bearing up under what's about to happen to them. But they, I never liked bullies, never liked them at all. That's why I've got so many bits and pieces off me. So, okay, well, we're away now and we're going back to Botany Bay. And I've been to Botany Bay. I went there. It was great. I had an ice cream. All right, see you later.